Our philosophy is learn by doing, taking the opportunity to get out of the classroom and actually getting cameras and lights and stories out into the environments that they ought to be shot in.
Learning by doing is the best way to learn how to make a film, to learn how to write a script, to learn how to act, direct, DP, whatever. And it's very exciting for me to see what Liberty University is doing through the Cinematic Arts program, because these students are learning on the equipment that is being used today on real sets that are going to get real distribution. So there's real skin in the game. And that usually keeps that edge and pushes you to do your very best. And these students are going to be learning much more quickly because they're not just hearing about theory and taking tests, they're actually doing this and making movies.
This program teaches us how it's going to be in the real world. In the real world, when you have a job in film, you're not going to be going to classes every day, you're going to be making movies, and that's what we're doing.
I'm learning how to conduct myself on set professionally. I'm learning how to use the different types of equipment you find in a professional set.
Here, I don't have to be exposed to complete garbage all the time for the sake of learning. But here I can pray, I can be with other people who are doing it for the same reason as I am, and remembering that the ultimate goal is to please the Lord and to make Him happy as we're doing it. And I love that.
All of our professors have a great sense of humor, they love what they do, and they love teaching it to us. So it's just wonderful to be around our professors. They stay late, they get here early, they always are there to help us. I think I have every single professor's personal phone number, and that's just the kind of program it is.
When I graduate from Liberty, on my resume, I'll be able to say, I know how to build a Red camera, I know how to operate a Red camera, and companies and studios are going to look for that.
It's not your normal hour-and-a-half, 2-hour classes. You are entirely engulfed in the filmmaking process, which, if you love filmmaking, that's incredible. That's so much fun. You're doing it with your other students who you know are very interested in becoming filmmakers themselves, and you make so many good friends here that you'll keep for a lifetime and you will definitely work with once you get out of school.
To know that you have a film school that is taking seriously Christ's command to be salt and light in the culture, not only by training up pastors through seminary programs and other important culture-shaping positions, but you're actually penetrating the movie-making world and the television industry by not only making films, but raising up filmmakers.
Liberty's vision from the beginning was to train young people in every field, in every profession, to go out and change the world, and that's really what makes Liberty unique.
I hear from other parents when they're talking with me about, when we sit down and talk about colleges, is how in the world can you pour 18 years into a young person and you're putting them together to give them away, and then knowing that the trends show that most kids, by the end of their first year in college, walk away from the very faith that their parents taught them.
Very true. You know, it's really one of the reasons why Liberty is growing so fast is what you just said, parents who spend 18 years investing all their time and talent and treasure in those children, and then they want to send them somewhere that supports what they've taught their children, not tears it down. And so that's what we try to do here.
And this is a behind-the-scenes look at what a film education is all about.
We go through what's called cycles, and the cycle is the process of making a movie from pre-production and development all the way up until post-production and distribution.
Each cycle we're a different position. We've cycled through being producer, director of photography, sound, and the boom and swing operator. And so with that, you get to understand what someone else is going through in their position and how you in your position can make it better.
So on Monday, we'll start with watching a film. We'll look at a certain aspect. Maybe we'll look at lighting, or we'll look at production design.
We take a element from that movie, say the theme is be careful what you wish for, so you go home and Monday night you write a scene with that same theme. You come in and you meet with your smaller group, about 5 people.
And then we'll choose one script within that group, and that script will be what we'll shoot. The next day we'll do all our pre-production, which will be doing shot lists and shot maps, as well as revising the script, and then checking out all the equipment that we'll need.
And then the next day you go out and shoot.
Thursday, when we review footage, we end rather early, and some of us take advantage of that time to go and edit our footage that we've already reviewed.
We'll discuss what went wrong, what went right. We'll watch our footage and see what could have been improved and what we did correctly.
Then during post-production, we come in here to the editing lab and we put it all together.
I think a lot of times parents think, wow, cinema, why would my son or daughter want to major in that? How does that affect culture? How can they find employment? Why do you think Christian cinema, that this is the opportunity and this is the time for Christian cinema?
Well, as my Christian worldview has matured over the last decade or so, and I'm a parent, I have 6 children, I'm 40 years old now, I was 14 when I started Growing Pains, Christ calls us to be salt and light and to impact the world, to keep it from rotting away, preserve it, and actually enhance it with the things that reflect the glory of God. And media, cinema, is one of the huge levers that shape culture today. And so we don't want to retreat from it, we want to infiltrate it.
And from your point of view, what is it like, student graduates from here, where do you see the industry going? Where do you see their opportunities going?
I think Liberty is a fantastic university, and there's so much diversity here, there's so much opportunity, and with it being such an established Christ-centered school, it's a place I think parents can feel safe sending their kids, particularly if they're heading toward film and cinema, which can be kind of a scary taboo subject for a lot of people, and rightly so. I grew up in the industry, I know how much filth it pumps out, and that's why, again, I think we want to take over the leadership of quality films that are really honoring to God.
I'm very encouraged and excited that you're all in this program. We need young filmmakers. We need people who understand that the great storyteller of all storytellers is not Steven Spielberg or Peter Jackson or George Lucas or whoever it might be. The greatest story ever told is the story that is still in play. It's being played out on the greatest stage ever built. It's His story. History is the story of God redeeming His people and sacrificing so much to demonstrate His love, and ultimately will reverse the great curse that came upon the world with Adam and Eve and their sin. He's going to restore all things, make everything new, and the glory of the Lord will cover the land like the waters cover the seas. That's the great big story, and there's a hero, and there's a villain, and there's supporting characters, and there's ups and there's downs, and there's the point of no return where something happens and our hero gets delivered the death blow, and then all of a sudden there's a surprise return and a victory that you never saw coming. These are all the greatest stories. These are the storylines that our movies follow. And we're right smack dab in the real one, and we need filmmakers like you guys who recognize that because you have the right worldview. And now you're being given the tools, and you'll be given inspiration by so many people who come to your convocation services, your professors, people who will be coming to the film school, working together with you. And you can transform the culture and change its direction just as much as Hollywood has already changed the direction of our Christian nation.
This is an opportunity students are having now to move from the classroom out into the film industry and actually make movies. Don't you think it's about time you change chairs?